Let's talk about Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. First things first, let me just say that I think that the whole Part 1, Part 2 things that films today seem to be doing is absolutely ridiculous. And I blame Harry Potter for this, because I think Harry Potter started this whole trend going. This whole thing about, Part 1, see Part 2, next year. It's like, It frustrates me to no end. The Hobbit, I think, was the last film that did this to me, where I was so furious that the second Hobbit film ended the way it did. Obviously, it's going to be a massive segue into the third film. So, needless to say, with Hunger Games, whilst it didn't end as badly as the second Hobbit film did, it still frustrates me the fact that this whole Part 1, Part 2 thing is still a thing. So I do wish films would stop doing that, you know. Honestly, I would be willing to sit through a 3 hour and 15-minute film just to see the whole story. I would be willing to do that. I mean, because for the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, the entire story of that particular film could have been done in an hour and a half. It really could have been done in an hour and a half. Because it's amazing though, with a fairly lengthy runtime, not that much actually happens in the first film. It's all set up for Part 2. One thing I will say is that Hunger Games Part 1, it's got a brilliant sense of this bubbling cauldron, you could say, where you can definitely feel like war is brewing. You can definitely feel the revolution is about to spark. It portrays that really well, and I give the film top marks for that. It actually gives you a true sense that a great war is coming. And I think Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic. She plays the character really well. And that little musical number that she did, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Hanging Tree, I'm pretty sure. But she still sings this song near a lake with a few of her friends. And, I don't know, the song really, I don't know, it's got a good tune. So I think that, you know, it was a nice little segment, you could say. But I have to say that maybe in the books this is what happened. I haven't read the books. But her character, Katniss, who is constantly going on about, oh, where's Peter at? We must say Peter. No, Peter this, Peter that, Peter this, Peter this, Peter. It got old really quickly. It really did. Because, bear in mind, she's with rebels who are trying to topple an evil government, and all she can think about is, no. Where's Peter? Where's Peter this? Where's Peter? Where's Peter? It's like, oh my goodness, look, we get it. You love Peter. You know, don't need to keep going on about it. But that is really more of a minor thing, I have to say. Because Jennifer Lawrence, like I said, she portrays herself really well. And she gives a wonderful, believing performance in just about every scene she does. I like Donald Sutherland. I think he plays the villain extremely well. He's basically sort of like Emperor Palpatine in a suit. If that makes sense. And you can tell that the actor is enjoying himself. He's having a blast playing this role. He really is. And it definitely made me look forward to the next film. Even though I don't like these Part 1, Part 2 films, I really don't. But it did do its job where it definitely set me up really well for the next film. So, yeah, I suppose we shall have to wait until next year to find out how the revolution goes. But would I recommend seeing this film? Absolutely, absolutely. Even with this whole Part 1, Part 2 nonsense, it's still a good film to watch. I just wish that it wasn't split up, because honestly, whatever Part 2 was going to be like, I do get the feeling, though, that this film and whatever the next film is going to be like could have easily been one big film. It really easily could have been. But yeah, I would recommend going and see it. You know, there was some wonderful scenes in there, the imagery is great, the music is great, the music score is great, and the story, it does engage you. It does. And of course, if you're a fan of Hunger Games, you've probably already seen it anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.